Okay, everyone, welcome back to episode 3 of Bad Batch Season 1, titled Replacements. So for a quick episode recap, with the Bad Batch themselves, their ship was damaged, so they had to crash land on this moon, and then a little dragon creature on the moon stole the part that they needed, because it likes the energy or something, and then Omega went off to recapture the part, which was successful. And then there was a nice moment at the end where Wrecker made Omega a little room on the ship, so Omega could call it her own. That was a touching moment, I think, a little bit. And then, I think for the main chunk of the episode, there was a whole arc, I guess, on Kamino. So Tarkin is still interested in replacing the clones with the normal troops, and he brought in a special trained group of elite human soldiers, so not clones, that Crosshair was to lead. So this new group of clones, this new team, they go to take out Saw Gerrera's rebels that the Bad Batch was supposed to do. So they, of course, are a little more aggressive than Bad Batch. They kill all the insurgents. And then Crosshair also tells them to kill some civilians, which they reluctantly do after one of the human squad mates resists. So Tarkin likes this idea of more humans, but it's not ready quite yet, so they still need the clones. And then the Kaminoans, of course, they still want to make clones, have their contracts secured, make money. So I guess their plan is to recapture the Bad Batch, so that the clones that they make are special and more powerful, and the Empire is going to want to use them more. Okay, so with the episode recap out of the way, we have Family Bee and Star Wars Fan to talk about today's episode with me.
Hello there.
Okay, oh, God, I killed WAP for BTS again. Alright, how about general thoughts for the episodes? I don't really think I'm gonna say too much today. I don't know, how you guys feeling?
I will say I liked it better than the second one, last week's episode. It did kind of feel a little fillery with right, the plot going on with the Bad Batch, right? They just crash land on a moon, right? They need to repair the ship. The ship's repaired, right?
Yeah,
but
they wrap
then,
that up.
But then, yeah, you're right. They show Crosshair and sort of the stuff revolving around him, and I thought that was more just interesting than what the Bad Batch was doing.
Oh yeah, as a quick point, I guess the Kaminoans have been experimenting on Crosshair even more, so they're trying to make him a hardline Imperial, which we kind of already knew from the last few episodes. Alright, sorry. How about you, family?
Yeah, I agree with Star Wars Fan. The Bad Batch arc in this episode wasn't as good. Crosshair and his new squad kind of carried, and I feel like it's going to be one of the more interesting parts of this show. Like the whole Kaminoans trying to maintain their relationship with this new empire, and yeah, it's just very cool because they also mentioned like trying to save Crosshair, and Tech was working on like a device to scan the inhibitor chip. So I think like it's gonna end up leading to them trying to go back and basically remove the inhibitor chip from Crosshair, which is probably going to tie in even more to the Kaminoans, and the whole reason like why, because we know the Empire is eventually going to be fully conscripted.
Yeah, normal humans.
Right. Like we know that's eventually going to happen, and I think the show is going to dive into why that happens, which I think is going to be very cool to watch.
Yeah, and the thing with the inhibitor chips, Wrecker kind of bumped his head on the crash landing, and as Star Wars, you had a thought about that?
Yeah, so he kind of kept complaining about several points about his head, right, his head hurting, and I thought that right, he still seems the same old Wrecker right now, but it could be where that, like we were talking about how, you know, like I think one of the episodes, like Wrecker would be like the last one to be freaking converted because, you know, he's just like, I guess, so like crazy and like hard-headed, right? You know, the inhibitor chip probably would have no effect on him. But
does
now
it get
that
through his thick skull?
Yeah.
I'm Ohio.
But you know, because he was complaining about his head this episode, there could be something with like that could have like had some sort of effect on his inhibitor chip, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah, I mean,
interesting
he's-
too.
Yeah.
If the Bad Batch had to deal with him, that big dude.
Yeah.
Because it honestly did seem kind of obvious that they went out of their way to mention that he hit his head.
Yeah, like yeah, they showed it and then he
That
kept
does-
complaining about it. So I thought it might have been something bigger, but I don't know. Maybe in later episodes.
I mean, he definitely has a concussion at the very least. I would guess. I mean, I'm no doctor, but it just seems to be what's up. Look get wrecked. Woo, doo, 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 doo. Okay, another little gripe I kind of had was with Tarkin's model. Oh shit. So Tarkin, he looks really more similar to his New Hope appearance being old than he does with his Clone Wars appearance, which is funny because the Clone Wars is only like 2 or 3 years from the Bad Batch, and New Hope is 20 years, so they really aged him up quickly for some reason. Like, if you go look at the... What was that arc? The Citadel arc?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. He looked younger, like middle-aged man, but it really made him look old really quickly. I mean, I know stress can age a person. Like, you see Obama in 8 years. But I think it's a little extreme. I don't know why they didn't make it more smooth. I don't know. Oh.
Yeah, I
And-
kind of agree with that. But I think overall, like, the animation is still just
Oh yeah,
very
for
good.
sure.
We kind of just can overlook that. It is a little bit of a continuity thing. But,
No, I'm not complaining about the animation style. It keeps looking better and better, even better than season 7. I just don't get why they modeled him like that.
yeah, I can.
It's not a big deal. It's just something funny. Well, I said it was gonna be short. I don't have any more thoughts for the episode. How about you two?
There's that one moment where after they crash landed and there's that dragon creature roaming around outside. That shot was very similar to Empire with Leia and the Mynock, right? You know, that kind of jump scare where the camera was just like looking at the window and then the beast does a jump scare.
Yeah, Omega was looking outside at the same time.
Oh yeah, and then like also like the that container with like food that kind of looked like Luke's container in Empire Strikes Back when he.
Oh yeah, when the Bad Batch should have given out rations.
Yeah, so just I guess kind of like 2 Easter eggs to Empire in this episode.
Yeah, right. They kind of look
Empire
like
Strikes
that.
Back, that is.
The Empire Strikes Back. Is it ESB or TSEB? I like ESB, whatever.
Yeah, the ESP is better.
Sounds a little better. You don't need a title for everything. Alright.
What else? Oh yeah, I thought there was that moment when Omega is crawling into the dragon's den. For whatever reason, that kind of felt like Vietnam with those tunnel crawlers. If you really think about
It was pretty small, right?
Yeah, you know, like those tunnel crawlers in history. They were only armed with like a flashlight and a gun, right? And they were
Yeah, a
just
pistol or something.
responsible for clearing out the VC tunnels. Anyway,
Damn.
right after she sort of encountered it, right, the beast seemed very sort of disturbed by the light, right? She shined a flashlight right on him, right, and the beast was like roaring, whatever. She turned it off, and like the beast seemed to like calm down, but she turns it on again and flashes it on him, and he's like, the beast is just calm all of a sudden. Right, we were kind of discussing our thoughts earlier that you thought that, right? We keep theorizing that she has the power of the Force, so like she may have used the Force to calm it down. But the thing is like it wasn't really all that obvious, right? I mean, she was just messing with the flashlight with it.
Alright. Ooh, tank. I don't like that. I guess the
Right,
team
so
could have been played
I thought it was
better,
kind of
but...
weird how like the beast would calm down all of a sudden, because we've seen like in like the Mandalorian, right? Like the Mudhorn when Din
Mudhorn
Djarin
got
was
pissed.
poking around his cave, right? And like the Mudhorn was like became immediately defensive, right? It even went outside of the cave to keep attacking him. It just seemed kind of strange for me how this animal would just like calm down with this other creature in its own home. You know,
Well, I mean, it could be different biology, but yeah.
I don't know.
I know
That
what you
beast
mean.
kind of just seemed like very sort of aggressive. I mean, it like freaking clawed
The ship.
shuttle.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. It's kind of like a weird moment. It just seems very sort of like plot armory that all of a sudden the beast would come down.
Plot armor, Sour's best friend. The franchise, not you. Ooh, anything for you, family?
No. Actually,
Yeah, what is it?
I got kind of excited when Omega picked up the gun and the flashlight. She looked like she was just about to go in and kick
Do
some ass.
business, yeah.
A little bit disappointed on what ended up happening, but it still looked cool. I mean, I was like,
Maybe Doug next time.
I just kind of held my breath. I was like, oh my god, is she actually just gonna go beast mode? And
Sicko mode.
so I feel like she'll do that at some point in the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
She'll
Omega's sicko
finally
mode.
learn whatever she can do. And
Yep.
because she was like, oh, can I learn to track like you? And so she's definitely looking for like her ability.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, we'll probably figure it out in the next, I don't know,
Now we got
6 episodes.
13 more episodes, so.
Yeah.
jeez.
I feel like we'll know it before like the very end of the show though. Like,
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of mid
probably.
to late. Like kind of
Last few
3/4-ish.
episodes. Yep. Sounds about right.
So then
Look
she'll
at that
have like
tank
her abilities for like the final battle or
Yeah.
climax and whatnot. So,
Yep.
I just had I just had this thought that maybe that power will be awakened by freaking Hunter dying, right? Hunter will
Oh.
sacrifice, right? Because obviously they have a bond, right?
Uh-huh.
A bond stronger
Something
than
going
any
on.
of the other members of the Bad Batch, and so it's. I feel like it, it could be very predictable where like one of the maybe it just won't be Hunter, maybe it'll be Wrecker because I feel like that's probably her next favorite.
Yeah.
Tech isn't new much
Somebody
for
will
him.
probably sacrifice themselves, and she'll probably just like lose it, and then she'll just like discover the power. That's a very sort of like tropey stuff that happens in, like superhero movies and other stuff like that. Yeah.
I don't feel like they're gonna kill any of the Bad Batch off.
Yeah, I think a more likely scenario would be like one of them gets like reprogrammed and starts being loyal to the Empire, kind of like Crosshair, and so kind of they have to fight each other or something. I don't know.
I don't know, but the thing is like right
Just a moment.
well like think about it how like with Rogue One, right? They killed off those characters because the thing is it introduces this plot hole because if those characters survive, like where else
Exploding.
are they in the trilogy, right? So it could be like maybe like Bad Batch would get completely wiped out.
I don't
feel like
think
it's
so. They'll
more
just have. They can have them run
possibility.
away. Oh, get wrecked. Sorry.
That's true. Or they could just like die at the very end. So like they wouldn't make a sacrifice play in like the climax. It would be more like
Damn it.
they all get killed in the very end. But
Snipers.
I mean, either one is a big possibility. So
Mm-hmm. Well, alright. I think with that, got all of our thoughts, predictions, discussions down, and yeah, we got episode 4 next week. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.
See you guys later.
peace.